A very good day and welcome to State of the Matters on Fastness News. I am Becky Usaro. A warning or a threat? FCT Minister Wike says he will protect the PDP from what he calls vampires feeding on the party. But when a powerful insider talks about enemies within, is he pointing figures or drawing battle lines? Wike says he's actively monitoring Oyo state politics. Why Oyo? Why now? Is there a crisis brewing the public hasn't seen yet? Or is this about who controls the PDP ahead of future primaries? He claims court judgments are on his side and dismisses accusations of intimidation. But if the party is truly united, why the constant court battles, caretaker committees and power blocks? Who exactly is being pushed out and who benefits? So here's the uncomfortable question. Is Wike defending the PDP or redefining it? Are these vampires real or is it party eating itself alive? And as 2027 inches closer, is this a start of a rescue mission or the beginning of an internal war? We now move on to insecurity. ISWAP militants have released a video claiming an attack on Niger Air Force Base in Niamey, right inside the international airport. The footage shows armed fighters moving freely, chanting religious slogans, firing weapons and targeting military assets. So the first question is simple but disturbing. How does an armed group penetrate a capital city airbase? Is this video a turning point in the Sahel insurgency? Who really controls security narratives, governments or armed groups? And as juntas promise sovereignty and strength, are civilians becoming more exposed than ever before? Still in politics, the Julius Abreu-led faction of the Labour Party has rejected Governor Alex Oti's call for reconciliation, insisting they are not interested in making peace. They accuse Oti of triggering the internal crisis and dismiss his attempt at unity as premature and politically motivated. Oti has urged the factions to bury the hatchet after a court recognized a rival caretaker committee, claiming reconciliation was essential to strengthen the party ahead of 2027. But Abreu's camp says the legal battles must continue and that Oti's push is a distraction. Is this genuine stand for principles or just another power struggle within the Labour Party? Can the party heal before the 2027 elections? Or is this division a serious threat to its political future? Joining me to have this conversation is Fastness political analyst King Sojalo. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the program State of the Matters and Fastness News. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure having you, Sir King.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
Fine,
you look a bit moody. What's happening? Okay, so the smile now could actually answer the question.
Of course.
You look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so looking at what's happening, Wike vows to protect PDP from vampires, monitor Oyo politics. Now the question is, why is he tracing to Oyo State? Of course, you know that Governor Shea Makinde, they are both having little misunderstanding at the moment. So why is this, focus on Oyo State at the moment?
We're talking about two rivals here who are trying to, should I use the word, proclaim ownership to a coalition that has far been existing even before their own existence in the party. You're talking about. We all know how PDP has been for a very long time, and their stand in Nigeria. Now, Wike has made some clarification, trying to chase away vampires the way he claimed it to be, and also monitoring the other subgroup, talking about the Oyo affairs in the PDP. Now, we all know that Wike has his social, even with other caretaker and other committee, national committee and thereabout, and also trying to about to host a should I use the word to be a national convention again coming March 2025 and 26, just as he proclaimed, and said it has also been notified by the INEC office and also the court the way it proclaimed it to be. Now, let's be honest ourselves. If you must tell ourselves the truth, we all know who the vampire is in this aspect. You understand? An individual who is participating in an anti-party system. What do I mean by an anti-party system? you claim to belong in the PDP, then we found you in
You're
the opposition, exactly, in the opposition, also carrying this so-called renewed hope by this same opposition, and you are calling those who are fairly stand with this party and also trying to make sure that the party regain its rights. The party regain its early proclamation the way it's supposed to be. Then who's the vampire here? You understand? It's just like see someone standing against his own self, someone antagonizing his own self. That is the state of Wike currently. What Nigerians expected was that, okay, I think we are trying to call a settlement. We are trying to bring amends, peace to this our party system, so that Nigerians and those PDP followers nationwide should be glad again. That is what we all expected from him. Because I could recall where Turaki, that is the national chairman of the party, made a peace deal that, look, every member of the PDP, even those who are suspended, his own aim is for everyone to sit and find a way, to make peace reign in our coalition, find a way and restructure the party system again. I was thinking the FCT minister Wike will come out and say, okay, I think it is time for us to make settlement, for us to make sure that this party come back to life. At least 2027 is at the corner. This is the time whereby we have to nominate a candidate that will stand for the party.
So let me just interject here at that point. So does this suggest a deeper rift with Governor Seyi Makinde, or is Oyo becoming the next battleground for control of the party?
To me, I think no one, Oyo currently has not even stated.
Because of the state governor, Seyi Makinde, yes. And then he's still tracing that, his attention is at Oyo State.
Of course, because he knows that Oyo currently are really taking the party so serious, as in they really have a strong motive, on how to make sure that those who are perpetrators of the party are not having their way the way they ought it to be. And secondly, if you look at Seyi Makinde, he is a sitting governor yet to be to leave office, soon be leaving office, and also willing to contest the presidential race, still in that platform. You understand? So definitely, all eyes will be on him. Yeah, so because even the FCT minister Wike also have such moves. Probably he said he's not contesting for presidency, and even if he's contesting, we don't know the platform he's going to. But let us be well assured that, look, the vampire here is not in Oyo State, cannot be Seyi Makinde. The vampire knows who he is, and he should stop trying to point fingers or accuse others who are trying to give the party system a grand light, rather than trying to make yourself the actor in this race. So I think the FCT minister should really know what he's talking about, and I think it will be best for him. He calls his group, he calls his followers,
so just
in that area to make sure that peace reign. Yes, looking forward to 2027 election. Yes.
So could this strengthen the PDP?
Yes, I hope that
does he deepen internal?
Yes, I hope the Turaki subgroup are able to rectify all necessity, with the Supreme Court and the court, to make sure that yes, the secretariat is fully opened, and also there should be a candidate, well-known candidate, that can be able to raise the party. Because what PDP needs right now is someone that is highly recognized, someone that the people will definitely know that yes, this is a person that we can vote for, or someone who can should I use the word, frustrate the oppositions. You understand? Okay. Using this the PDP platform. So that is what PDP really needs right now. So I think without that, PDP might not really have a match, despite their looking at their crisis and that. So they really need to conclude every issues they are having with any institution, and also bring out a candidate that will really suit the interest of the people.
Thank you so much, Keynes.
Thank you, Becky.
Just away from that story, we heard what happened to the ISWAP terrorists.
The
view that was released. Yes. So how do groups like ISWAP exploit political instability in the region to grow influence, recruit fighters, and spread propaganda?
ISWAP is almost in almost every region in West Africa. We're talking about from Burkina Faso, even as close as Ghana. Almost every part of West Africa. But what we enable most countries in this region, be able to, defeat them or overpower them is the capacity of military force and also governor, full force and interference on how they should be dealt with. Recall what happened on Sunday, I think on Monday, so on the 2nd of February, where they attacked the military air base in the capital city of Niger. I think the president, we're talking about the life of General Tichani, who has come out to clarify to the public, and he said something that I was impressed by. I think this is a president or a military ruler, yes, who came out by himself to really clear the air on the actual situation, that is really on ground. And from the look of things, I think 11 of these terrorists were captured, and he immediately was able to trace who are their sponsors. Let me put it that way. Now, he made mention of 3 countries who are behind this menace. He talked about Ivory Coast, he talked about Benin Republic, and he also made mention of, they are also being sponsored by one of the strongest presidents, the biggest president in the world. We're talking about Macron, the president of France. Yes, we could recall years before now where he asked the French troop to leave the country based on their continuous engagement with the Nigerian resources and thereabouts, and also some foreign delegates who have been engaging in their resources while the people are struggling or living in excess poverty. Now, this is a country that's, in terms of military assets and also in terms of military manpower, they are not even our own match, but they are able to, at least in some certain way, they are able to defeat these terrorists. Fine, most of them escaped, but many of them were captured. Now, looking at our own country, Nigeria.
I just wanted to come down to that, all right?
Okay.
What does this mean for ordinary citizens and neighboring countries, like the citizens that stays in Niger and the neighboring countries? Are they becoming collateral in a bigger regional power struggle?
In that, okay, its charge are also being affected by all this, but from my observation, I discovered that these terrorists don't go scot-free when they take this menace, they take this drastic act. They are either being caught, or even if they escape, the authorities know their whereabouts. But here in our country, we've had different attacks. It might not necessarily be our Air Force base or our military, but we've had numerous kind of kidnap attack and thereabout. Not even our general has been able to identify or trace the sponsors, the main hideout of these terrorists, which is uncalled for. This is a Niger Republic that, in terms of economic GDP, they are not even our own match. We are not even close. I think year 2010, year 2014, I think they were known as the second poorest country in Africa, though they've left that line. But what am I trying to say is, if our federal government can do better, I think we'll be able to tackle the menace happening. Now, I believe with the action the Niger president, military president has done, definitely this ISWA bandit or whatever they call themselves, there is this fear that, these people are really serious with their citizens. The militaries are really working hard, and if we continue, we might be a very serious target by the Niger armed force. So if our Nigerian militaries and also the federal government can follow the same step, I believe the menace happening in Nigeria will come to an end. Enough of we negotiating with bandits. There was nothing like negotiations with this bandits. Yes, they came in full force to their military base, even in the capital. But on their way trying to escape, they were apprehended by security forces. They were captured, and immediately the president himself stepped in. No general spoke on his behalf. He came down. He stepped into the matter and said, "Look, we know the."
So, are you trying to say that President Bola Tinubu is not stepping in?
Becky, let's be honest now. Have you ever had the president try, even as the president addressed on his own speech, addressed? We are talking about counseling now.
He has on several times.
But has he been able to trace the roots? We are talking about someone who traced the root of where these terrorists are coming from, how the reasons of their attack and thereabout. Have the president traced the root of this? People who are sponsoring the ISWAP bandit and terrorists are within our federal government, but no means of no traceable means currently, which is very bad in a country like Nigeria. So I think our own federal government should do better.
Okay. Thank you so much, King Sajalo.
Thank you, Becky.
It's still the show State of the Matters and Fastness News. I am Becky Osoro. Still here on set with me is King Sajalo. When we return, we'll be looking at going into the Labour Party. As Abure says, he says to OT, we are not interested in your reconciliation. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the show State of the Matters and Fastness News for Taco. Thanks for joining us. Jallo, you know what's happening in the Labour Party now? I don't know if it's kind of disrupting for Abure to come out and say that what's the statement that OT made concerning reconciliation, that they are not interested. So who holds the real power in the Labour Party now? Is it factional leaders like Abure or elected figures like OT?
I think Abure, removed caretaker and chairperson of the party since INEC nullified the life of Nanindi Usman to be the present caretaker. I think that is one of the reasons why he is not agreeing or according to that conciliation move by Alex Oti. And secondly, if you look at it allegedly, his presence in that party seems to be one of the most of the reasons of internal crisis and thereof. But even, yes, even the departure of Peter Obi and so many other prominent people, you understand. So currently, Labour Party is currently regaining its stance again. If you look at it very well, even in the absence of Abure, you understand. But and Alex Oti has really clarified that and is calling for reconciliation. Now, for someone to say, "Oh, I am not interested in reconciling, go and do this and that," you definitely know this is the person who has been the cause of internal crisis. Let's be honest with ourselves. There's no much cause of alarm in that issue. You understand? An individual who was called for reconciliation, if he is not the reasons of chaos in that party, definitely you will embrace it. So say, okay, look, let's see how this party can gain its stance once more. Currently, Labour Party does not even have an official presidential. He confirmed, even when Baba Ahmed the other time tried to come out and
and then he went back to say that the media misinterpreted his
yes, the media misinterpreted it. Saying that he will be much grateful if Peter Obi
will return back to the
party. So currently, the party has not really painted their. In fact, they have not fully painted the wall completely. So I think there is still much arrangement. That is why the Abia State governor is calling for reconciliation, because he knows 2027 is around the corner. Things have to be amended. Things have to be put in place in the party system so that you understand they won't be laughed at by oppositions. You understand? It can't just be APC and ADC that will contest in the next election. Come on, we have over 20 political party system in Nigeria, more than. So why should we be just ADC, APC? You understand? So that I think OT's reconciliation move is, a way forward. How do we stand? How do we bring back the economic system of Nigeria back to the way it should be, by bringing out a good stable presidential candidate, by making the Labour Party the way it used to be. Labour Party has been, since the First Republic, Labour Party has been one of the frontline parties in Nigeria, even before PDP. So I think Alex Oti has done the needful, but for the former caretaker to reject his reconciliation move, then you should know who is the backbone
of the Labour Party.
Yes.
So finally, can the Labour Party survive these divisions without losing relevance as an opposition force?
Well, I think all they need, is total cooperation.
Okay.
Yes, and if the reconciliation can be accepted by other delegates, just as the Abia State governor is calling on, I think definitely it will gain its stand. The workforce will definitely bring back that party system. Be the present caretaker, the present chairman, you will see definitely the party will gain its stand once more. So all they need is just cooperation. That's all.
Thank you so much, King Sajalo.
Thank you, Becky.
It's a pleasure having you on set all the time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. That's our show for today on State of the Matters on Fastness News. I am Becky Osoro. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.